We've got a great week on tap. Wait till you see what the rest of the week's going to look like. If you like today, you're probably going to like tomorrow and the next few days. As we get a look at the Santa Monica Pier, we're expecting nothing but sunshine at the coast. A few people out and about, and temperatures a little chilly tonight, but we are expecting a warm up in store, and we are looking at frost advisories in the forecast. So we're headed for a pretty cold night here. Satellite radar showing us mostly clear conditions. That will continue to be the case. And as we pan out right here, you're going to see a large ridge of high pressure building over the west. So that's going to keep us warm and dry. We're going to see lots of sunshine over the next few days as a result as well. But we're also looking at very cold conditions. In fact, a frost advisory for the Inland Empire kicks in at midnight. It lasts through 8 o'clock in the morning. We're looking at 20s and 30s in the forecast into the overnight hours. Right now, though, we're sitting in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, a few 20s out there in the mountains, 26 in Wrightwood. San Bernardino at 43, Riverside down to 45. Downtown, we're at 50, and Long Beach, we're currently at 53 degrees. Wind-wise, things are a little calmer, but we're still looking at those northerly winds kicking in. We're generally looking at north to northeasterly winds over the next few days as the offshore flow really starts to strengthen. But as a result, we will see warmer temperatures, above average temperatures to be exact, and gusty northeasterly winds. As we get a look at temperatures from earlier today, 63 in downtown, average is 68, and record numbers 88. Didn't get anywhere too close to that, and actually getting closer over the next few days. We'll show you all those numbers, and we'll have that extended forecast. That's all coming up in a little bit. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
It is a beautiful building. Yeah. You don't have to do much to it.
No.
Don't think so.
It's got a lot of character.
So we're all excited about the things up around here, because the evenings are still cool.
Well, the evenings are still cool, so that's really sort of the story here. Cool evenings, but warm afternoons, and that's going to be the drill as we move through the next few days. In fact, we have frost advisories outside for tonight. That's going to be for the Inland Empire, kicking in at midnight, lasting through 8 in the morning. And even if you're not under the advisory, we're still looking at cool temperatures tonight, but not to worry. We'll warm up pretty quick as we head to tomorrow. And that's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're expecting 20s and 30s, especially in wind-protected areas. As we get a look at the rest of your forecast here, you'll see temperatures already dropping in the mountains and the deserts as well. 20s and 30s in the IE. We're in the 40s. Along the coast, we're still in the 50s. Long Beach, we just saw you. You're currently at 53 degrees. Winds are relatively calm at this point, but we are expecting gusty winds to kick in. Northeasterly winds kicking in over the next few days, keeping things clear, warm, and dry. In fact, above average as high pressure continues to build over Southern California. Earlier today, we made it to 63. That was for downtown. Average is 68, and record numbers 88. We didn't get anywhere too close to that, but over the next few days, we're going to inch a little closer. Over the next 24 hours, we're expecting 40s, getting up into the 60s. If that's not warm enough for you, we are expecting to do more warming. Tomorrow, though, 66 in Burbank, Ontario, 63, Lancaster, 56, and Oxnard, 64 degrees. As we get a look at your 5-day forecast for the Basin in Orange County, sunshine across the board, 60s and 70s for you, and we're expecting even upper 70s. I almost wanted to say 80s. There's a chance we could get there, but we're getting awfully close for the valleys in the Inland Empire. Also expecting 60s turning to 70s and upper 70s by the weekend. We're going to take you to the beaches. We're going to take you to the mountains. That's all coming up in just a little bit. Back to you. Got a major warm up in the cards here. It's getting a little warmer day by day. Every day we're adding a few degrees. We're going to do it tomorrow. We're going to do it the next day, the day after that again. So as we take you outside right now to our Mount Wilson camera, it's clear and it's cool. In fact, right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City, we're at 48 degrees, and we are expecting very cold temperatures tonight, so much so that we do have some frost advisories in effect. Satellite radar showing you mostly clear conditions. A large ridge of high pressure building over the west, and as a result, we are looking at very warm conditions over the next few days, dry conditions, and maybe some breezy northeasterly winds kicking in as well. Until then, frost advisory in effect, kicking in at midnight, lasting through 8 a.m. Wind-protected areas are actually going to be colder. That's generally the case because the wind usually mixes the forecast, and as a result, we're going to see very cold conditions in the calm areas tonight for the IE. 20s and 30s in the forecast for you. Temperatures currently in the 20s and 30s in the mountains and the high desert. In the IE, we're still in the 40s, but we're set to get colder. And you'll see in the Basin, we're in the 40s and 50s, 50 in downtown, moving over to Long Beach, 52, Laguna Beach, 51, and Anaheim, 51 as well. Winds are calm so far, but we are expecting to see some isolated gusts, especially as those northeasterly offshore winds kick up. They're also going to prompt, again, very clear conditions, but above average temperatures. Still below average, though. Today we only got up to 63. Average is 68. And over the next 24 hours, we're expecting to get a little warmer, still a little below average. But as we head into the next few days, we should be above average pretty soon here. Burbank 66 tomorrow, Irvine 66 as well. 56, a little cooler for the high desert at 56 again. That's for Lancaster. For the Basin, Orange County, 60s turning to 70s, even getting close to those 80s, with Friday being one of the warmest days of the week and keeping things warm even for the beach by Saturday. We're in the mid-70s, calling it a beach day. For the deserts, we're in the 50s, but then we're warming it up to the 60s, upper 60s, close to the 70s by the time we hit Saturday. Rick, back to you.
All right, thanks.
Oh, I still can't get over those puppy dog
I know.
eyes. All right. Yes, the weather, that's great story. Very exciting as we head to the next few days. At least I hope it is for you. I know personally I'm excited about sunshine and the warm up, and that's going to be the drill. It was a little warmer today, nice and sunny, and it's going to continue to stay warm over the next few days. Blue Ridge showing us just a little bit of cloud cover, but for the most part, it's nice and clear. And it's nice and cool as well. 47 right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. We do have a frost advisory in store for the Inland Empire. That kicks in at midnight, lasts through 8 a.m. in the morning. We are talking 20s and 30s, especially in wind-protected areas. We're also looking at that frost advisory now for the Santa Monica range right there, for the Santa Monica Mountains. So again, temperatures dropping down to the 20s and 30s tonight. Remember, wind-protected areas are usually colder than the areas that get the wind. The wind mixes the air, and that tends to be a little warmer when we see the mixing. When it's stagnant, it gets much colder, especially in the valley locations. So that's what's going to happen out there tonight. We're getting much colder. We're already much colder. We're in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and the 50s. 50 in downtown, 47 Pasadena, 26 in Wrightwood, 39 in Lancaster, and 43 in Valencia. Winds are calm, but we are expecting windier conditions and gusty conditions over the next few days. Winds still below advisory levels, but we are expecting northeasterly winds to kick in. Those are your offshore winds that tend to push all the cloud cover from land to sea. So we're keeping it clear, warm, dry, in fact above average as high pressure continues to build over Southern California. Temperatures got up to 63 earlier today. Average is 68, so we were a little below average for this time of year. By tomorrow, a little below average, but temperatures are a little warmer technically. Riverside 65, Irvine 66, and more warming on the way. As we get a look at your forecast right here, we've got high pressure building over Southern California, low pressure on its way out. And at this point, we're already starting to warm up and we're staying nice and clear. It's cold out there into the overnight hours, but during the day, you're really going to feel that warm up, and you'll see that in your 5-day forecast right here for the valleys and the Inland Empire. Sunshine across the board, upper 60s for tomorrow. If that's not warm enough for you, we're in the 70s. We're warming up by a few degrees every day, and by the end of the week, we're in the upper 70s. Back to you. Sylvia, all of the above. A very warm, nice, pleasant, sunny week ahead. Right now, it's a little chilly, though. That's going to be the case as we head into the overnight hours all week long. We're down into the 40s as we get a look from our Mount Wilson camera. There is a little bit of cloud cover, but for the most part, we're nice and clear, but we are nice and cool as well. Satellite radar showing you those clear conditions, and as we zoom out a little bit, you're going to see a large ridge of high pressure set up over the west, and as a result, we're going to see very warm temperatures. We'll see those offshore conditions leading to clear conditions, and again, dry conditions and above average temperatures. For tonight, though, it's still very chilly. We've got a frost advisory in effect for the IE. Also, for the Santa Monica Mountains, we're expecting 20s and 30s into the overnight hours, especially in wind-protected areas. Temperatures currently in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, a few 50s out there. 50 downtown, 46 Pasadena, 27 in Wrightwood, and 34 in the Apple Valley. Winds are calm at this point, but we could expect to see some gusty conditions again coming out of the northeast generally. So it's those offshore winds that are going to keep us warm and dry. But until then, remember, we've got frost advisories, and then high pressure is setting up over Southern California. So even though it's cold at night, it should be very warm during the day, and eventually we're gearing toward above average temperatures with, again, gusty northeasterly winds, but still below advisory levels. We're going to have the rest of your forecast. We'll show you exactly how warm it's going to get. That's all coming up in just a bit. Lena and Sylvia, back to you. Back there, we're still dealing with some thunderstorms, even though the tornadoes did pass through, leaving lots of damage through at least 3, even 4 separate counties. And you'll see that right here on radar. We're still dealing with severe storms in the south, so we are going to continue to track these for you. But we're also tracking our local forecast here at home on the KCAL9 Weather Network. Temperatures are starting to get a little cooler. Winds are a little calm at this point, but we are expecting them to pick up as those offshore northeasterly winds start to come our way. You're going to see Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks at 48 degrees, Vista Grande Elementary School in Rancho Palos Verdes at 47 degrees, Hillcrest Elementary School in Monterey Park 48, and Banning High School in Banning currently pretty cool at 41 degrees. In fact, we're still looking at a frost advisories for tonight. You'll see a satellite radar showing you mostly clear conditions tonight. That ridge of high pressure building over the west coast, and as a result, we're keeping things clear, warm, and dry. Not warm, though, for the overnight hours. Again, we are dealing with those frost advisories in store for the IE and the Santa Monica Mountains, kicking in later tonight around midnight, lasting through 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, we're getting into the 20s and 30s tonight. Earlier today, we got up to 63 in downtown, average is 68, record numbers 88. We didn't get anywhere too close to that, but eventually we're getting closer and closer. Over the next 24 hours, we're only a couple degrees warmer, but we're still expecting plenty of sunshine with 60s across the board and a few 50s out there as well. Lancaster 56, Oxnard 64, Riverside 65, and again, we're expecting even more warming as that ridge of high pressure continues to hold strong over us. You're going to see a much warmer forecast, a dry forecast. We're also looking at a windy forecast, but at this point, we are keeping winds below advisory levels. For the Basin in Orange County, 60s turning to 70s, turning to the upper 70s by the end of the week. Temperatures peaking by Friday and staying quite warm as we head into your weekend. Lena and Sylvia, back to you.
All right.
And here at home, we're looking at nothing but sunshine and a much warmer forecast. I'll show you how warm coming up.
Kids responded by coming out and protesting loudly. No, I'm just
Right.
kidding. Now that would be breaking news.
Really happy.
Wow, we are so lucky. No matter
We
how cold it
really
gets here,
are.
everyone else is dealing with a lot of stuff.
Yes, big time.
Really?
And the East Coast, like we were saying, record-breaking snow, 40 inches
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
some spots. I mean,
A
that's...
lot of snow in a little while.
We
It's
got
amazing.
4.
Yeah.
And then we got more than
It's
that. in some
amazing there
spots,
wasn't really more damage.
Exactly,
problems.
exactly.
I guess if they have rain, then it could be a big
then it
problem.
could be worse. Or like Mississippi, for example, tornadoes, lots of damage
Right.
there. We saw a few of those not too long ago here in their forecast. And here in our forecast, we're tracking nothing of the kind. We're just looking at sunshine and warm temperatures over the next few days. So we're going to show you, as we get a look at the big picture right here, you're going to see a ridge of high pressure building over the Pacific, and that's going to directly affect our forecast over the next few days. It's going to keep us warm and dry and also a little windy, but for tonight, we're actually looking at very cold conditions. Frost advisories out there for the Inland Empire kicking in at midnight, lasting through 8 a.m. Also for the Santa Monica range right here, we're also dealing with those frost advisories, expecting temperatures to drop off into the 20s, even the 30s. Temperatures out there right now in the 20s and 30s, 40s and 50s as well, 27 in Wrightwood, 43 in San Bernardino, but we're set to get colder. Riverside, 45 degrees in the foothills. That's where we're going to see some of the coldest numbers tonight in the wind-protected areas, actually. And that same thing goes for the Santa Monica range. In the mountains, we are expecting to see very cold temperatures. But in Santa Monica itself, 50 degrees, 49 downtown, 47 in Van Nuys. Currently, winds are calm, but we are expecting some winds to kick up, some northeasterly gusts coming our way over the next few days. And temperatures earlier today, 63 in downtown, average is 68, record numbers 88. We didn't get anywhere too close to that. And over the next 24 hours, 40s. More 40s in the morning hours, a cold start, but by the afternoon, we're up in the 60s. 66 Burbank, Irvine 66, and Oxnard 64 degrees. So 60s for tomorrow. If that's not warm enough for you, we're getting even warmer. We're expecting 70s as we head toward the end of the week and your work week. Lena and Sylvia, back to you. And here at home, we're bracing for a gorgeous forecast. We'll tell you exactly what to expect coming up.
Right this week. You won't
Great
want your
deal.
money back.
Cheapest deal, and seriously, it's the place to be. Is LA, all of LA, for the next few days because we're expecting plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures. Along the pier, great place to go. You'll see right here, few people out and about, but it's a little chilly out there. We're in the 40s, we're in the 50s at the coast still, but getting cooler, and we are dealing with frost advisories tonight, contrary to a much warmer forecast later this week. So as we get a look at your KCAL9 Weather Network, you're going to see live reporting station currently showing you temperatures in the 40s and the 30s in Banning right now. Banning High School at 35, Sherman Oaks at Notre Dame High School is at 45 degrees this evening. Winds are calm at the moment, but we are expecting the winds to pick up as we head into the next few days here. Satellite radar showing you clear conditions, and you'll see that ridge of high pressure building over Southern California, and that's prompting a very warm forecast, a dry forecast, a clear forecast as well. And you'll see frost advisories in store for the Inland Empire, also for the Santa Monica Mountains, kicking in overnight at midnight, lasting through 8 o'clock in the morning. So we're expecting 20s and 30s in some of our inland valleys tonight, but earlier today we made it to 63. It was pleasant, it was sunny, average is 68, so we were a little below average for this time of year and still a little below average for tomorrow, but we're expecting temperatures to start to pick up over the next few days. Riverside tomorrow 65, Irvine 66, Lancaster 56, and Oxnard getting up to 64 degrees as we head to tomorrow afternoon. So your forecast calling for low pressure out of the forecast right there, moving to our east. High pressure is starting to build in, and you're going to see that massive ridge set up over the Pacific. It's causing anything really to go up and over us weather-wise. So we're just stuck here with sunshine in 70s. Offshore conditions persisting. So basically the winds are kicking out any of that cloud cover and also keeping us dry and above average for this time of year. Those northeasterly winds again kicking in. No advisories at this point. Potentially could happen, but we're keeping everything below advisory level wind-wise at this point. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, we're in the 60s and the 70s over the next few days, actually hitting the upper 70s by the weekend, getting awfully close to those 80s by the time we hit your Saturday. As we check in with the mountains, you're going to see 30s turning to 40s, eventually even turning to 50s by the end of the week. For the coast, 60s turning to 70s. We're calling it beach weather by Thursday, by Friday, by Saturday. We're still in the mid-70s at the coast. For the deserts, sunshine across the board, 50s and 60s, mid-60s by Friday, and by Saturday, we're talking upper 60s in the forecast. So very mild and very warm pretty much anywhere you go. Back to you.